So without faith, it is impossible to please God. Then he gives us practice and procedure. He that cometh to God. There are rules of engagement. You can decide not to deal with God. But if you want to deal with God, the prescription was laid out. And he had the opportunity to give us this prescription when he was talking about Enoch. He that cometh to God must believe that he is. Must believe that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek. I'm still talking about a vow as a means of moving the hand of God. Because a lot of people, church people, are in situations, in circumstances, and you have done all you know to do. The things have not shifted. It means you are called, God is calling you into a deeper walk. And the deeper walk will require that you have access to some techniques. He that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Believe that he is. That's what happened to you when you gave your life to Christ. It means we all have the first step. Then the second step is based on the first step. You know, a lot of people believe that you don't need to pay any price because Jesus paid the price. But the truth of the matter is that you need to pay a price because Jesus paid the price. That's how he authored it. His price is what makes your own price efficacious. Without his price, your price will mean nothing. If Jesus gave us the example of how to interact with the realm of the spirit, that sacrifice is a key factor, and in his death he satisfied the claims of divine justice and paved the way for entry into the crucible of eternal life. It means that sacrifice is one of the things that can reconfigure the realm of the spirit to accommodate new realities. So his sacrifice makes your own efficacious. Without the sacrifice, your own sacrifice has no meaning, doesn't strike any chord anywhere. He that cometh to God must believe that he is. We all have that, but we also need to believe that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Part of what it means to diligently seek, part of it is, you know, in coming to God, in dealing with God, in transacting with God, part of it is to take advantage of the fidelity of God. And that's where the vow comes. The woman called the king, "You are my son. You are the son of my womb. You are the son of my vow. You are a product of my spiritual transaction. Because of that, you cannot live anyhow." Other people that came naturally without spiritual transactions, this message may not be directed to them. But because there was some spiritual transaction related to your manifestation, you are bound by this code. When last did you trade with God, transact with God? That you had to bind yourself, limit yourself with a vow of some sort. You had to deny yourself something because you were transacting. They say, he that cometh to God, he that decides to deal with God. Have you ever dealt with God? You see a pattern in your family, something that is consistent, and you want to create another pattern that is not consistent with what is obtainable, and you want to deal with God. You do the normal things, it doesn't work. It means a call for you to come deeper. When you go deeper, it will affect you. It will affect some of your liberties. It will affect the way you eat. It will affect the way you sleep. It will affect your sex life with your wife. Your children will know something's happening. Now, the average believer wants to live an ordinary life, but he wants to move the hand of God. Number two, the technique that was used to capture Jericho was a spiritual technique called the oath of silence. The oath of silence. The oath of silence. You deplete so much spiritual energy when you speak. You deplete spiritual energy when you speak. Those of you that have read the book of Isaiah chapter 53, you will see what the prophet said about Jesus. As a lamb before her shearers is dumb, so he opened not his mouth. If you want to generate some of the highest possible spiritual energies at your disposal, you will need to take an oath of silence, where you would not speak to any mortal being for 3 days, for 7 days. Hallelujah. The day you take that, that's when your uncle will come from the village and say, I just felt like everything will fight it. Try it. Make up your mind in the night that from tomorrow, if you are married, talk to your husband. I want to try 24 hours without talking. That's how they took over Jericho. Jericho was designed like a cuboid. The engineers that put it together were not hoping that there'll be any human ability to breach those walls. When Joshua went to inspect the impregnable fortress, all his military tactics as a general came to naught at the sight of that wall. And God wanted to teach him some spiritual secrets. It means he had to go deeper. Please let me tell your neighbor, we've been on the surface for making noise for too long. It's time. Wise men are taking their journey. They are going deeper. I remember we were praying for a certain election somewhere, and there was a note of victory on the heart of all the intercessors, until one lady now fell into a trance. She now saw the person that we were praying against, that he should not win this election. The person went into a forest. That's in the trance. She was prophesying. Went into the forest with a baby. They did human sacrifice. And the way the election turned, the person went deeper. On their own control room too, they could see the figures that the energy they have released is not sufficient to purchase favor. You know, there's something called favor. The race is not to the swift. Oh, the battle is not to the strong. Before we reach, they would have closed. So we go deep. We go deep. We'll go deep. We'll go deep. So they know. You know, there was an event that took place in Lagos. After that event that took place, many intercessors concluded that there were several people whose political career had ended. And the people too read the control room, the indicators on the control room, and knew that indeed that was the case. But the intercessors did not know that there were possibilities of going deeper. Favor can be bought, it's purchased. If you understand your territory, there are strong places where spirits come to take offerings and sacrifice. There are strong places. You want to, there are some things I don't want to say on. We are worldwide. You need to go deep. I traveled with one of the children of a certain politician who were airborne on Arome. Very proud young lady. It was not so long. They say she died out of brief illness. So when I was with her on the plane, she had died. They had used her to trade, to get favor. You will call her living, but she's already standing among the dead with her pride. It is power that regulates the affairs of this side of heaven. It's power. And men that are not willing to, we are oh God, help our generation. Oh God. We talk. You have gotten used to living with affliction because you can't go deeper. You have gotten used to arguments because you can't go deeper. You have gotten used to accepting things that are afflictions that were meted out to you through the vengeance of wickedness. You got used to it because you can't go deeper. Our life is a life of accepting that which is not our destiny. Because in the midst of perilous times, men come out of the shadows and the battle is bare. The battle can be seen in public places, just like it was seen in Egypt when Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses. So you need to go deeper. When you go deeper the way I'm talking about, you will change your trousers because the waistline will be compromised. An oath of silence. Can you keep quiet for 24 hours? You must talk. That's why you are like this. Warlocks, sometimes they put leaf in their mouth just to minister to their mind that I am not supposed to talk. I'm talking on Monday, talking on Tuesday, talking on Wednesday, talking on... You shout on Friday in the night. You shout. Meanwhile, deep people have kept, they're already silent. Sometimes even Christian music, I don't want to hear it. Shut down. Because there are times in heaven when there's silence, when nobody's talking. I'm afraid. I saw a young man, he says he's a prophet. It's prophesied every month. We made God a talkative. Let me tell your neighbor, it's time to keep quiet. You know, one of our pastors had some wizards that were relatives and he was always complaining about them. Then I did a teaching. The full teaching of what I'm exhorting you about, the full teaching. I did it. After doing it, he took courage. And he left food and also he did not speak for 3 days. On the 4th day, he went to where the strong place where they give offerings to spirits. Then he opened his mouth and began to curse those. The next person that came there to offer sacrifice to the spirit killed that person. Because he had reprogrammed that. Oh, you don't know, even demons can be sent on an errand. The spirit killed the priest. He fell off them. The demons that were going to be used to strike him, when he did what he did, the demons were against the priest that used to give him offering. He failed. You don't know the kind of power that you can harness if you can keep quiet. Can you stay for 8 hours just speaking in tongues and you don't respond to any human being? If they speak to you, you say, do you still remember when Elisha was sending Gehazi to go and raise the dead? He said, when you see anybody on the road and they greet you, don't answer. Those are spiritual men giving prescriptions on how to hold some spiritual things. You fast and then come out, then you insult the evening. See your head. The whole oh, I see la moka bedicata. Kuriasiko menta oramal. It's time for us to showcase power. Nothing happens except power is on display. The salvation of Nigeria will be an act of power. There are people that believe that they can kill people until they have control over Nigeria. They've not seen the future. That's not our destiny. What those people are trying to achieve will never come to pass in this country. I'm not a politician. It will never come to pass. They should go and look for something else and do. God in a short while, and I don't want to give you a time frame. I just want to give you an idea. God in a short while will demand for every blood that was spilled in the land. He will demand for it. Bitter curses will come on the families of people that conceived that wickedness. It will never come to pass. You see, unfortunately for human beings, there is no change that takes place in the natural. And unfortunately again, for human beings, there is nothing you conceive in your heart to do that is contrary to the counsel of God that has any possibility of fulfillment. The counsel of God is superior to your prayer, superior to your fasting. In fact, when you begin to pray, God sits and communes with the counsel that is in his will before he determines how to respond to your prayer. And that's why most of the time your prayer is not answered the way you prayed it. It was not even the response was not consistent with your expectation, because he consulted with the counsel that is in his will before he determined how to respond. There is a way he will respond that his will be affected. His response always protects his will. So before you begin a campaign, go and find out if it's in his will. Because if you are doing something that is outside of his will, hoping to use witchcraft to establish it, it will look as if it's working. But and maybe the progress you are making will be an encouragement to you to continue. The reason why he has not struck you is because he wants you and your family to be fully snared. So he wants you to do it in such a way that justice will capture your family and your great-grandchildren. Don't fight. Don't come and start doing strange things on a nation that God has called. Go into the council. Find out what is his will first. You will see it. It will happen in our lifetime. No. When you go to the place of the deep, when you go there, you will know who is boasting by the arm of the flesh and who is standing on solid ground. You will know the difference. When men talk, the meaning of their speaking is not the same. Some may trust in horses. Some may trust in chariots. But we will trust in the name of the Lord our God. Have you ever taken an oath of silence? For 7 days I will not speak to a mortal. Even if you are locked up in a hotel, you will find the people that want to clean, want to engage you. Everything wants to work against that discipline. There is no way you can achieve fastest alignment by more than silence. It will take 4 days for the noise in your soul to quiet. I'm talking to people that know what I'm talking about. It will take 4 days. Not all of us walk on this ground. Some of us walk the path of the will of God. It will take 4 days. Heaven will be quiet. When heaven sees a man with that level of determination, they bring you into a place of alignment and make you team up with high-ranking angels. Because what happened to Jericho was an angelic feat. The guys, meanwhile, it is because of Jericho that God had to divulge his secret to Joshua. When he saw his helplessness, he saw that he could not take on the people of that land. God had to encourage him with a secret. It was something that God would have rather kept secret, if not that the circumstances demanded some form of encouragement. And the encouragement will require that God divulges a secret.